We must stop the production of new clones if we are to win this war. I am a hero of
heroic cyborg General Grievous.
Grievous is not cruel, Grievous is not malicious. Actions of Grievous are heroic as a fact. It doesn't.
Isn't it? I've been looking forward to meeting you.
Hey guys, it's General Grievous here with the Factual Clone Wars, and today on this Facts Explained video, we're going to be talking about Antagonist Heroes and Protagonist Villains. Returning viewers already know this, but for you newcomers, please always remember that Grievous is here on Star Wars The Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith, and that has always been proven as a fact and not my opinion. So, the reason why we're talking about this is because people are literally stupid when it comes to this and say idiotic stuff like General Grievous is some, in quotation, villain because he's portrayed as one, when really he's just a heroic antagonist. So, let's dive into the facts, shall we? An antagonist is a person who actively opposes or is hostile to someone or an adversary, while a protagonist is the leading character or one of the major characters in a drama, movie, novel, or other fictional text. People tend to think antagonist means, in quotation, evil or villain, in quotations, when that is actually not the case. Antagonist is just opposing the protagonist, which could be good or evil. A lot of antagonists are villains, which because the protagonists are usually heroes, but in some cases the protagonists are the villains, therefore the antagonists are the heroes. People also tend to think protagonist means, in quotation, good or hero, in quotations, when that's actually not the case either. Protagonist is just the main character of the story, which can be good or evil. A lot of protagonists are usually heroes, but in some cases the protagonists are the villains, therefore the antagonists are the heroes. An antagonist hero is a hero of a story who plays the role of an antagonist. This usually happens when a villain is the protagonist of the story, though at times it could be the antagonist hero is simply misunderstood. General Grievous is a heroic antagonist in Star Wars The Clone Wars alongside the Confederacy of Independent Systems because he is a hero who does heroic actions, but is the antagonist. Antagonist heroes are also mistaken as, in quotation, villains due to them being the antagonists, but they're still the heroes you root for, such as General Grievous in the Clone Wars TV show. A villain protagonist, or a protagonist villain, is a character who is the central focus of a story, but isn't the hero of its own story. In short, these villains are the main characters of their own stories. Due to them being the protagonist of the story, and in many cases knowing their motives, the audience commonly mistakes them and nicknames them anti-heroes, in quotations, or even heroes, in quotations. The Jedi and Galactic Republic are prime examples of villain protagonists in the Star Wars prequel franchise because they do outright villainous stuff, but are the protagonists of the story, which makes certain people feel sympathy for them since it's told through their evil eyes. The Jedi are also villains portrayed as heroes, in quotation, in the Clone Wars TV show when they're clearly not. In other series, Dib Membrane from Invader Zim and Inspector Zenigata from Lupin III are prime examples of heroic antagonists alongside General Grievous because they are the heroes in their respective shows, but due to the main protagonist being evil, they are sometimes mistaken as, in quotation, villains. Also, Lupin III himself is a prime example of a villain protagonist alongside the Jedi, though Lupin is less evil than the Jedi, but he is also confused as a, in quotation, hero or anti-hero due to him sometimes helping Zenigata or saving the day from a villain that's more evil than him, but he is still a villain protagonist. And yeah, that's basically it with antagonist heroes and protagonist villains. It's sad that people think antagonist heroes like Grievous and the Separatists are, in quotation, villains because it's how it's portrayed. If you're an antagonist, of course you're going to have to fight against the protagonist, but when the protagonists are the villains, you should stop being stupid and wake up to a villain being the main character. Again, it's hard because a lot of shows, the villains are antagonists and the heroes are protagonists, but when it switches, accept it and don't try to flip their roles. Jedi are villains who kill innocents and abduct children, yet they're the protagonists, so it makes people think they're, in quotation, heroes when they're really not. Idiots also think General Grievous can't, in quotation, be a heroic antagonist when he literally is. Grievous is not a villain because he's not cruel or malicious, and he's not evil either, as he's not immoral or wicked. So all that mess trying to say Grievous is some, in quotation, villain is just stupid, and it just needs to stop because there's no evidence he's not cruel, malicious, or immoral or wicked. Grievous is a heroic antagonist like several other Confederacy of Independent Systems members because the Jedi are the protagonist villains of Star Wars: The Clone Wars TV show. That's just the facts, whether you like it or not. So I hope this clears up the confusion with facts that Grievous is a heroic antagonist and not a villain, because it is annoying when people sit there and think Grievous is an, in quotation, antagonist villain when Grievous is not even a villain at all. The only, in quotation, Grievous that's an antagonist villain is the Legends Grievous, where it's evil versus evil Jedi, not the Clone Wars Grievous hero who is good versus evil Jedi. The Night Sisters are also protagonist villains in the Tales of the Empire because they're the main focus, but they're not the heroes and deserve to be killed by the righteous General Grievous. So stop the sympathy for villains trying to take over the galaxy. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, share if you're new, and check out them shorts. And you already know General Grievous' famous hero quote: I've been looking forward to meeting you. And remember, I'm a heroic antagonist, not some villain. And just because I am a heroic antagonist does not mean I'm a villain either. So stop with that foolishness. Have a good day, y'all. Always remember that Grievous is a fact and an opinion. Keep it factual, keep it real, y'all. I'm out.